Good
Unmuted.
morning, everyone. It is 10 o'clock on a beautiful day in Florida. So, from wherever you are joining us, I'm happy to have you with us. This is Catrine's Constant Contact Club. We spend 20 minutes the first Wednesday of each month to take a look at different parts of what you can do and how things works with constant contact. Today, we're going to take a look at what makes email and websites mobile responsive. So I see that there are people logging in all the time. So I hope you can all hear us. And we are ready to get going. Let me just start with a little brief presentation. My name is Catrine Fredriksson. The company I have is Easy Marketing. I've been in business for 15 years here in Northeast Florida in the Jacksonville area. This is who we are. You have Jessica and you have Elizabeth working with me. And this summer we also have an intern, Tabitha. So thank you very much for joining us. And let's take a look at what the agenda for today. We're going to take a look and see what makes an email and a website mobile. And how can you check? And why is that so important? Why do you hear this all over? And we're going to see what it takes to make a website mobile, but even more, how do you make your emails mobile friendly? So I'm going to stop and share my screen here, and let's jump right into it. We have 20 minutes, so there is a lot to cover. So let's see. I'm just going to check with Jessica. Can you see my screen now? Yes. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So you hear this phrase over and over nowadays. What makes an email or a website mobile friendly? Mobile friendly, mobile adjustable, mobile responsive. Those are the terms that are mostly used, and they all mean the same thing. And they mean that it doesn't matter where you read look at your website or your email, it's going to adjust to the screen. So if you have a big monitor, 22, 28-inch monitor that fold it's on your desk. Everything is big and wide and you can see it. But when you pull it up on your tablet or on your smartphone, it is important that you are not going to get a tiny, tiny little version of that website or that email. And that's what makes a website mobile friendly. So let's take a closer look at that. If we start to check on a website to start with, I'm going to show you, and we're going to jump right in here and take a look at one of my clients' websites. This is the East Lake County Chamber of Commerce. It's a chamber in Central Florida, and we just created a new website for them. And you can see this website, okay? Checking with Jessica next to me here. And this is what you usually see when you see a website if you are on your screen, on your computer. But you can take a look and see would that look like on a tablet or by minimizing it, making it smaller. Bear with me here. I'm going to see if I can remove. So we just hang on. There we are. So the website that when it was on a wide device, this is what it looks like. We have a logo, we have all the links, and you can see that this has images here, a banner, and with images underneath it. Kind of looks like two columns here. You can see that? That's how the website looks like. But if someone would view this on a smaller device, you can see things are starting to change. And this is like the standard now, that the menu that cannot fit on a smaller device now pops up and shows up like three horizontal lines, and it says menu, and if you click on them you will have the full menu of the website, that ones that usually on a screen desktop would be on the top. And then if we scroll down and take a look at the content, you can see what you saw before that was divided over the screen in different columns. They are now stacked. And this is exactly how you want to see this when you have to pull a website up on a mobile device. So you can see that this website, the East Lake County's website, is fully mobile responsive. Just for fun, I took a look at some other chambers around the Florida area here, and this is the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce website. And if we would do the same thing with their website, take a look, see how things are not responsive. It's not working real well. Though, if you would pull this website up on a mobile device, you will get to a completely different site. It kind of have the same content, but it shows differently, and it's called a mobile site. And it's in fact a different website. If you would look at the browser, it would probably say mobile.myjackschamber.com. And then I took a look at the St. Johns County website, also in Florida. And if you would make that small, it would not. It's not mobile responsive on a smartphone, and it's not responsive on a smaller device. So in fact, if you will pull this up on the smartphone, it will be one of these sites where everything is tiny, tiny. And then let's take a look at the next thing. So you saw what makes a website mobile responsive. So what about an email? Here you actually can see an email that we just sent out a few weeks back. To the left here is the desktop version. So when someone pulls up our email on their desktop, they can see our email with our big banner on the top, headlines, and then further down we have 2 columns of upcoming classes. If someone would open up this on their smartphone, to the right is the mobile version. What we have here has now started to stack. So the big banner on the top is just smaller, and then further down you have first this column coming and then the second one, and they are stacked on top of each other. And we're going to take a look at it a little bit later, but one of the things is important when you build anything here is that your website or the size of your text is pretty big, but it's super important to remember that any text you put in images is going to be tiny. So on the website, anyone can see here, it says newsletters and announcements on this little image here, but it becomes really tiny on a smartphone. So if that would be the only place, if I also had put the day and time into this image here, it would be really, really hard and small to see. So it's important when you start to create both websites and emails to think about not put too much content and text into images that later on will be very, very tiny. But here is a perfect example of an email that is mobile responsive and will be as easy and flawless to read on a desktop, tablet, and on a mobile device. So let's talk about 2 small things here, because when we talk about mobile, we have the mobile responsive technology and we have something we call mobile friendly marketing and strategy. And what we are mainly talking about today is the technology. So let's take a step back and see, why is this important? Why can't we ignore this? Look at the statistics. 40% of adults under the age of 35 uses a mobile device to make donations. So if you are a nonprofit and you are running a campaign, yearly campaign of giving, if you don't have a website and mobile emails that are mobile friendly, where the ease can click on a button and they can make a donation, you are most likely missing out of 40% of the donations coming in, because you only have people's attention for such a short time. So if it's any problems with making a donation, that makes things, you might miss them. And on a separate note, Constant Contact has a new part of their email system in their package, where it makes super easy to set up donations and actually set up reoccurring donations as well. So if you are a nonprofit and are usually taking donations, take a look at that part. It's we might do a webinar about that later on, because it's really cool, the new system they have set up. And the other part is why you can't ignore making sure that your emails and your websites is mobile friendly, is that 50% of people are looking at mobile or a website and emails when it comes to the nonprofit world. And if you're a local business, if you're a restaurant, if you're a barber, if you have a print shop, if you have a shoe store, anything you have, 75% uses a phone to get real-time location-based information. And not only that, they are sitting in the car, they are looking for a flower shop. But not only that, 90% of those searches lead to action, and 70% of those that action is within 1 hour. So how can you afford, if you're a local brick and mortar business, to not be easy to find when people are searching on you? So you pop up on Google, that the website they look at is easy to find, where they can, with a click of a button, give you a call, or another one, get directions to your location. And we also need to think about 29% of Americans only use mobile devices to access the internet. Okay, so a little bit less than a third don't even have a computer when they access the internet. And 60% of emails today are opening up on mobile devices. This number, I've been giving presentations with Constant Contact for several years now, and that's going up and going up. The number of emails that are open on a mobile device. And 30% actually unsubscribe from an email list if they receive emails that doesn't look good. So can you afford, we all know how hard it is to get new contacts, and how excited you are when your email list is growing. But if you're sending out stuff that people can't read, because it's tiny, because it's too wide for the mobile phone, where 60% of them are opening up their emails, we're surely missing out. And the biggest reason here is actually Google. Google. It's really big. Something happened, and I'm going to have us jump to our website. This is my website, and in a blog that we wrote a few months ago, we put the news regarding what Google decided to do. They changed their algorithms. So if you are searching for a website on a mobile device, if that website where you make a search for is not mobile responsive, you are not going to come on the top of the list. So let's say that you are in this town and there are 2 flower shops, and one has a mobile responsive one and one has an old website. The one with the old website might be the larger store that might used to get more better ranking when you did a search, but from April 21st, that's not the case anymore. You get a lower rating. Okay, I see. I only have 5 minutes left, so let's jump on here. And when it comes to make your website, you actually need to reach out to your webmaster. This is something we do here at Easy Marketing. We do websites, we help with logos, we help with general marketing, and we work a lot with Constant Contact. But we also create mobile websites. So if that's something you need, give us a call or reach out to your webmaster. So when it comes to the marketing, when your emails, we need to make sure we actually start with a mobile template. So we are going to jump right in and take a look into Constant Contact here. I have already logged in to my Constant Contact account, and depending on if you use Constant Contact for a long time or if you are a beginner or if you just started Constant Contact, this platform might look a little bit different. But as soon as we decide that we are going to create a new email from a template, it's going to look the same for all of you. So you will go in and you will look at all the different versions, and I want you to put mobile in here, because if you have used your email in a long time and you need to take your regular email you send out and send it to you and open it up on your smartphone, and if it isn't responsive as I showed you before, you need to create a new template for yourself. And there are tons and tons of good templates in here, and I was just going to click on one of them. So here is a nonprofit for events. So as with all of them, you can customize them. And in fact, in next month, the 1st of July, we're going to take a look at how do you change the colors and the logos and things in an email to make it look good and have your colors. But today we're just going to talk about the mobile responsive ones. So when you pick the mobile responsive template and you start to fix the colors, and that's probably one of the first thing you're going to do with the one. Let's see here, I'm going to fix a couple of things so you can see how this is usually. You will start to create your template with your colors and your logo, but then it's important when you import different blocks, you're going to see that if we are creating an article, you can see here you have an article with a left image. So this is actually a little bit of a different type of creating your emails than you might have done before. So if you want your image to the left, you need to import article with image on the left. And when you go in and enter an image, use this little blue box to import your image from your library. I'm going to take something in here. And don't start to change the size of it, because the technology to make things mobile friendly on all these different platforms. Remember, you have Android phones, you have a desktop, you have iPads, you have iPhones. All of them read things a little bit different. So the programming behind this is really high tech, and you shouldn't mess with it. So use whatever block you need. If you need an image that it goes all over, that's white like this is what you're going to use. So don't start to import images. Use the boxes on here, and that's going to help you make your emails being very mobile friendly. So again, if you're using Constant Contact now and you send yourself a copy and see, oh, this doesn't look good on a smartphone, then you need to go in and take a look at it. And you need to get away. If your old template had 2 columns, you can see here that the new web mobile friendly one has 1 column. So it might have an image to the left or the right, or it might be an article with a already made button in here that takes you to a website. But the most important thing is start to use those different blocks that they have. All right, okay, let's jump back to here. So the only other thing is that today we looked at the technology more than the marketing and strategy. I just wanted you to know that if I can give you 3 advices when it comes to creating them, is now even more than before, keep your emails short and focused, because people are going to read them from their smartphone and they don't want to read a novel. They just want the most important things. Make sure you have really clear and easy call to action. Why are you sending them the email? What do you want them to do? Make sure that you have that up in front, and don't use too small font. At least 14 or 16 point fonts is what you need for making your websites. The only other, what I was going to say more here, hang on, we are almost out of time, is that to talk more about the mobile marketing and strategy is actually a full seminar. So you can always go to Constant Contact, has some awesome resources. So if you go in on their website under product tutorials, you can find a lot of information on how to do all of this. Or you can join us in 2 weeks, in a month, when we will take another 20 minutes or 30 minutes looking how you customize your emails with colors, logos, and links to your social media. If you happen to be in the Northeast Florida area, I do actually a step-by-step demonstration next week, and then we have 2 more live web seminars this month. So we will send you an email after this session and you can take a look. And if you're already using Constant Contact at Easy Marketing, we actually have a VIP program for current Constant Contact owners, or users. So if you want to become a VIP member, we will give you a 30 minutes free phone consultation, and you will have further access to upcoming features and some free help when you need it. And if you don't have Constant Contact and you join this just to see what's it all about, we will send you this email, and if you decide that you want to give this a try, we will actually help you create your first email. And it will be a mobile-friendly one, and we will help you get your first email out. And you need to know that the Constant Contact has a free 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel their subscription at any time. But I promise you, if you haven't used this before, you're going to see this is an awesome product to help you do your marketing. Again, thank you very much. We are out of time, and I really enjoyed having all of you listen to me. I see we have quite a few people logging in, so thank you very much. And if you have any questions, send me an email, because 20 minutes is too short to answer questions on, but I will be happy to take your phone call, or you can send me an email. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.